One Instagram post just flipped the entertainment industry upside down. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are getting married. Celebrities rushed in with intense messages. Fans uncovered hidden clues, and rumors about the wedding started spiraling. Today, we're breaking down every wild reaction and finding out who's genuinely happy and who might be faking it. Taylor presses post, and the internet detonates. Her caption is playful and disarming. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. The kind of line that feels like a wink to the entire world. It's sweet. It's direct. It's also a power move. In one sentence, she confirms the biggest relationship headline on Earth and sets the tone. This isn't a shadowy reveal. This is a confident announcement. For years, people said she would keep the next big step quiet, maybe forever. Instead, she invites everyone into the room. That alone rewrites the playbook. Within minutes, the comments turn into a live stadium. Hearts and exclamation marks fly. But the celebrity replies are what frees everyone's scroll. Selena Gomez drops in first. "I'm so proud," 4 words, and you can hear the history behind them. This is a decade-plus friendship, the kind built on couches, long nights, and inconvenient truths. Selena has seen the heartbreak, the confusion, the headlines that felt like storms. Proud isn't casual here. Proud means she recognizes a choice that looks healthy and strong. It's soft approval, and it lands like a bell. Gigi Hadid adds a message that reads like a tear-streaked voice note. "Girl, I am crying so much." It's not PR polish. It's messy, real, and it hits you because it mirrors the fan reaction. Gigi isn't trying to be profound. She's admitting what everyone is feeling. That's the thing about Taylor's life. It's macro and micro at the same time. The person who sings for millions still texts like a best friend, and the people who actually know her can't help but react like the rest of us. Shocked, relieved, overwhelmed. Hailee Steinfeld pulls the thread even tighter. Most exciting news ever. It's the kind of hyperbole that might feel empty from anyone else, but coming from Hailee, it sounds like a front-row snapshot. She's watched Taylor build eras, reinvent cycles, and hold a career together with pure will. Exciting here means change. It means the story is moving again. It means the page just flipped, and there's no going back. Then the angle shifts to the other side of this orbit. Jason Kelce shows up with the energy only Jason can bring. He's the brother with the podcast grin and the Philly loud honesty. "I'm the happiest man right now." So proud of both of them. It's simple and loud at the same time. You picture him in a kitchen, phone in one hand, laughing to himself as he types. It's not PR approved, it's family. It signals that the Kelces aren't just tolerating the spotlight, they're enjoying the moment. They're wrapping Taylor in the messy, generous way they wrap everyone. And that's important because the merge of these two worlds, pop royalty and NFL legend, is part romance, part culture shift. Sabrina Carpenter slips in with a sentiment that sounds like a lyric. "Love is so beautiful." She toured the world-opening shows and watching the crowd scream for an artist who still writes like a diary. Sabrina's line isn't just a congrats, it's a stamp from the next generation. It says the pipeline of pop understands what this represents. Not perfection, not a fairy tale without pressure, but a love that's public and intentional. It's permission to be happy in daylight. That's the front-facing story. But scroll beneath the top comments and you find the fan detectives working overtime. They're timing the post. They're clocking who liked first. They're screen-shooting the ring from every angle and debating shapes like gemologists. Oval or cushion? Vintage or custom? Did we see that sparkle during the tour? Did the sleeve hide it on purpose? Theories multiply. Everyone has a favorite. It's ridiculous and kind of wonderful. When Taylor makes a move, the internet becomes a magnifying glass, and that energy keeps the spotlight from cooling. While all this unfolds, headlines race to catch up. And so do the memory reels. People remember how private that last long relationship was. People remember how silence used to be the strategy. They remember the blurry photos, the quiet months, the careful non-statements. Today, the tone is opposite. This is clarity. This is cheerful. This feels like two public people who are not afraid of public life together. It's a decision as much as a declaration. From there, the timeline snaps into focus. The relationship didn't just survive the schedule. It became a highlight in the schedule. When she's at the stadium in a red lip, he's on the field sending glances. When he's at the arena in a cap, she's on stage pointing at the line that makes the crowd scream. Those crossover moments matter. They turn an ordinary pairing into a culture event. And yes, there was the onstage cameo that broke the internet for a day, that theatrical in-joke where Travis joins the bit and the entire world realizes they're having fun with the circus. That moment told us the strategy. Lean in without losing yourself. Now the whispers start. Wedding this year. No date revealed, but the rumors have a heartbeat. Some say they want to begin 2026 already married, which means the clock is ticking. Fans start fantasy drafting locations like their playoff brackets. The coastal house with the sweeping lawn, the Nashville skyline, a private European chapel lit by 100 candles. Maybe the Missouri roots call louder than the ocean view. Maybe nobody will ever know until it's over. The guesses are half the fun, and Taylor knows how to let people play without giving away the map. As the noise grows, so does a quieter conversation. The real or performative test. In celebrity land, every smile can be a strategy. We've all seen industry-friendly comments that read like contracts. So here's where we hold the reactions up to the light. Selena's pride feels lived in. Gigi's tears feel uncurated. Jason's joy feels uncoached. Sabrina's line feels like a songwriter seeing another songwriter get her wish. The through line is intimacy. These aren't people who needed the clout. These are people who would text anyway. And that's the difference between a message written for headlines and a message written for a person. On the flip side, not everyone's reaction is loud. Some names are conspicuously quiet. That silence can mean anything. It can mean respect. It can mean boundaries. It can mean they're waiting to say it privately. The internet loves to turn quiet into shade. But if you've watched long enough, you know timing is a language too. Not every story needs the whole cast in Act 1. Some friends show up in Act 2 with the steady speech, the unglamorous support, the boring things that make a life work. And there's another layer beneath even that, the practical questions. How do you blend two careers this demanding? How do you schedule love when your weeks are built like puzzles? For them, visibility wasn't a bug, it was the glue. He showed up. She showed up. They made showing up the brand. The secret was never secrecy. The secret was consistency. Seeing that pattern made fans feel like they weren't betting on a headline. They were betting on habits. That's why the engagement lands the way it does. It's not only a proposal, it's a proof of concept. The internet isn't cheering for a ring. It's cheering for the version of love where both people still chase what they're built for. That's rare under the hottest lights. It's also fragile. Fame creates wind. Wind lifts you. Wind knocks you sideways. Sometimes the same gust does both in one day. So yes, this is a victory lap, but it's also a tightrope. That tension makes the story addictive. Let's go back to the words that set this off. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. That line carries a quiet thesis. It says we're not mythic creatures. We're people with human jobs and corny jokes and families who pile into cars. It reduces celebrity to a yearbook page. That move disarms critics and welcomes fans. It's not an accident. It's how you reclaim scale. It also gives permission to react with sincerity. When the tone is playful, the replies can be honest without feeling like performance art. There's a reason the best reactions cut through. They're short, they're emotional, they're unpolished. I'm so proud. I'm crying. Most exciting news ever. I'm the happiest man right now. Love is so beautiful. None of those read like they were drafted twice. That's why they stick. In the era of long explanations, brevity feels brave. You can tell more truth in one sentence than in a press release. The internet isn't hungry for detail. It's hungry for conviction. As the hours pass, the numbers hit the stratosphere, like counts stack. Share counts sprint. People film reaction videos of their reaction to the reactions. Newsrooms cut emergency thumbnails. Every angle gets its turn. Fashion analysts attempt to source the outfit in the announcement photo. PR experts talk about message control. Sports pundits try to claim the moment for their side of the street. It's chaos, but it's coordinated chaos. That's the paradox of modern celebrity. The most natural moments are also the most studied. With the noise comes speculation that always follows women at this level. Will the tour change? Will the schedule shift? Will the music get softer? People ask these questions because they're used to the idea that ambition and love are opposing teams. Her track record disagrees. The work changes because the artist changes. It's not a downgrade, it's a new angle. That's why fans aren't just happy for her. They're excited for the chapters this might unlock. Love can sharpen the pen. On the Kelce side, a different set of questions hums. What happens when the season returns and the pressure tightens? If you've watched Travis under pressure, you know that spotlight isn't his enemy, it's his ecosystem. He catches under lights brighter than most wedding chandeliers. For him, this isn't a trade-off, it's an extra gear. The presence of a partner who understands performance rhythm doesn't distract, it stabilizes. That's an underrated compatibility. Both of them are specialists in big moments. This is why the celebrity reactions matter more than gossip. They're early votes of confidence from people who've seen the off-camera parts. Friends don't verify the love. They validate the conditions. When Selena says she's proud, she's weighing the human cost and deciding it adds up. When Jason says he's happy, he's comparing all the versions of his brother he's watched and choosing this one. When Sabrina calls love beautiful, she's saying the view from the wings was worth the miles. Those endorsements are not outcomes, but they're signals. They're the win reading before the race. Now, about the wedding itself, that's where fantasy thrives. People pitch themes like they're pitching movies. A vintage Americana ceremony under strings of warm light, a minimalist modern scene with clean lines, and a piano whispering in the background. A private mountaintop with snow that makes the photos look unreal. They imagine a quick ceremony this year to meet that married before 2026 idea floating around, or a quiet elopement and a larger celebration later. The truth will come like this posted. Once it's real, not before. That's been the rhythm. Let's talk pressure. The bigger the love story, the bigger the target. There will be days when the noise is too loud. There will be days when the jokes feel meaner than usual. People will ask for more and then get mad when they get it. That's the price of the biggest stage. The antidote is boring. Boundaries, routines, inside jokes nobody else understands. That's the quiet machinery that keeps a public romance from becoming a public museum. If you've watched how they move, you've seen the machinery already. So who's genuinely happy for them, and who might be playing along? The best tell is effort. Real joy arrives quickly and doesn't over-explain itself. The celebrity comments that feel true are the ones written in 2 breaths. The ones that feel strategic tend to come late and say nothing while sounding like something. You can spot them because they read like templates. You won't hear names here because this isn't a call-out video. It's an observation. Sincerity has a signature. Audiences know it when they see it. Another tell is continuity. The people who were steady before the engagement will be steady after. The energy doesn't spike only when cameras are watching. It shows up in the quiet congratulations, the low-profile dinners, the small gestures that never trend. That's where love lives, while the algorithm moves on. If you're tracking who's real, keep your eye on who doesn't need a microphone to be kind. And then there's the ring discourse, which feels silly and also completely irresistible. Even without official specs, the ring becomes a character. Fans translate sparkle into narrative. They declare the cut a metaphor. They imagine meanings that may never exist. It's charming because it reveals what this moment actually is, a community event. People want to participate. They want to add a line to the story, even if it's just a guess that disappears tomorrow. That's the social part of social media at its most harmless. The most underrated element in all of this is how the announcement reframes the past year. All those sideline smiles, those balcony waves, those moments where she points to the section of the crowd where she knows he's standing, they become a breadcrumb trail. None of it looks accidental now. It looks like a couple writing a story on purpose, leaving chapters in public where the fans could read along. That doesn't make it less real. It makes it more honest. If you've ever loved someone in the middle of your busiest year, you know that planning is love's secret language. Here's where we land. 1 post, 5 sentences from friends, 1,000 headlines, a million theories. Underneath, 2 people making a decision they believe in. That's the actual center of this thing. The suburbs will stay noisy. The core will stay simple. As viewers, we get to choose which layer to live in. The top layer is chaos. The middle layer is commentary. The bottom layer is 2 people who show up for each other over and over again. That's the layer that tends to age well. So what do we do with all of this? We keep watching. Sure, we keep guessing dates and venues because guessing is fun. But more than that, we pay attention to the signals that matter. The steady presence, the sincere cheerleading, the laughter that doesn't need translation. Those are the signs that outlast the trending page. And that's how you can tell whether this moment becomes a memory or a foundation. Before we close, go back to the hook we started with. 1 post flipped the industry. Celebrities rushed in. Rumors spun up like fireworks. Now the mission is complete. We've broken down the biggest reactions and read the room. Some comments were pure joy. Some were strategic. Most were surprisingly human. The outcome isn't sealed. That's what keeps the tension alive. But you can feel the direction. It's forward. Here's my final thought. People will argue about whether this marriage lasts. They'll cite statistics. They'll cite history. They'll treat love like a poll. But numbers don't measure resolve. They don't capture timing. They don't account for 2 people who know how to carry pressure and still make each other laugh. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a living story. And right now, it's a good one. If you made it this far, tell me what you noticed first: the ring flash, the caption, or the chorus of celebrity replies. And answer the only question that matters here: who do you think meant it the most? Because sometimes, the truest thing in a moment this loud is the quiet little line that says everything. I'm so proud.